Greetings and salutations, race fans, motorsport lovers, and others, and welcome to Dakar 2021, the South African Influence. Big surprise tonight. We are joined straight from Saudi Arabia by second place finisher. But before we get to that, Ross Branch, Botswana, super guy. The guy's quick, the guy's magic. He's very friendly. Right. We're joined, as per usual, by Andrew Horn, the Horn Dog. Hello, my boy. How are you?
Colin, happy it's Friday. Happy to have Ross so far per order. Happy that we've got through another stage of Dakar, and it's awesome.
Can you tell your face about that? Because happiness makes us smile. And from the southern tip of Africa, close to the sea, somewhere in the Cape, Stephie Vetter, the mother of the Southern Africa Dakar Group. Stephie, thanks again for joining us. Love your outfit. What's going on there?
You know what? It's TGIF. I'm so happy to have a rest day tomorrow. Hello, everyone. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Colin. So excited to speak to Rossi tonight. And if you look in the background, that's actually Icarus, and that's Tay Perry's dog. So hi, Icarus. Hi, everyone. Let's have a great show. Stay with us.
And thank you, Stephie. And without further ado, I'm super excited. Second on today's stage. He's been 4th, 15th, 4th, 17th, 4th, 9th, and 2nd on stages. Southern Africa's latest addition to the impact of Dakar, the Monster Energy superstar, Ross Branch, direct from Saudi Arabia. Ross, what a brilliant ride today. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hey Colin, thanks so much for having me on the show. It's incredible to be back on again.
And you still got that smile on your face, even though it's almost past your bedtime.
It's way past my bedtime, but I'm just happy to be here. So thankful that we can go racing this year with all the pandemic issues and everything that's going on in the rest of the world. But just super happy to be on the bike again.
And I mean, you're sitting 4th overall, 3 minutes and 14 seconds behind the lead at Raceday. It is close.
It's way too close for my liking. But it's been an incredible race so far. It's been such a yo-yo effect with all the results as you just mentioned. One day you'll do really well, and the next day when you're opening the road, it's goes completely the other way. So it's been extremely tough, and definitely the hardest rally I've done up to date. And I'm enjoying it. I'm just going out every day and trying to have as much fun as I can, and try and navigate. That's the key issue for this race.
How difficult is the navigation, Ross? There's a bit of a shitstorm going on amongst the keyboard riders about that it's unfair and what. But we know it's difficult, and we know the organizers have gone out and decided to make it really, really tough. When you're sitting on your bike and you're pinning it, what's going through your mind with the navigation? Is it really hard?
This year is the hardest I've ever been with navigation. It's been extremely tough, and it's not the whole day, but they just put in lots of tricky notes to try and catch you out and to try and slow the race down a little bit. So you lose one waypoint, and it takes you a really long time to try and find it, which is why the timing is so backwards and forwards. The guys that are starting from 6th and upwards, so 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, they're going so fast, and they got the tracks to follow as well. So when you start anywhere below 6, so 1 to 6 is a really difficult place to be in to open the stage and to try and navigate through there. So it's a real crazy race this year, but we're trying to minimize all the bad days and just try and get our time consistent. I think that's going to be the key factor for this race. Last year, this time the numbers were way different, and it's gonna be an important second week.
And so last year, you not on a factory team. How much different is it inside the environment of Monster Energy? I mean, the Yamaha, this is the big time, Ross. And how much different is it the race from your point of view?
The goal hasn't changed in my mind. I've always wanted to do as well as I possibly can at Dakar. The only thing that's different is, I've got really, really good people around me to help me get there, to reach that dream. So, the bike is amazing. The people are incredible, and everybody here is having a good time, and that's what I enjoy. It's a family affair, so it's really cool and really, really good with the whole team. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and the pressure that I get from the team is good pressure. They just want what's best for me as well as for them. So I'm really happy.
Somebody who's really itching, dying, been excited to talk is Stephie Vetter, but we're busy working on some connections there. She's back. The voice is in my head. Wonderful part about this. So Stephie's back. And Stephie, you're dying to talk to Ross.
I'm always dying to talk to Ross. Ross, congratulations again on today. It was a phenomenal stage to watch. You keeping us glued to the edges of our seats. I just wanted to ask you, so we're going into the rest day tomorrow, and then we're going to start hitting the marathon stages. How has your time management been? Everybody's talking about it. Can you give us a bit of insight without giving away any team secrets? But give us your take on what's going with this.
Steph, so good to see you, and thanks again for updating the whole of Southern Africa. We really appreciate it as athletes. When it comes down to the tire situation, it's a touch and go. I personally don't agree with the rule. I think it's making it more dangerous. But it is what it is. It's the same for everybody. But at the moment we're doing okay with tires, but that can change on a daily basis. We've got 6 tires that we have to use throughout Dakar. And yesterday's stage really hurt us with a tire. We were hoping to use yesterday's tire today as well, but unfortunately that tire didn't last too long and is not in the best condition. But we're still all right. We've got a couple of tires left, and we've just got to be strategic and just make sure we use them on the right day that we need them. And when it comes down to the sand, we need to make sure that we've got a good tire on and not throw away some valuable time.
Is there things that you're doing, Ross, when you're driving or riding, you conscious of your right hand in the tire?
I would be lying if I say yes, I was conscious of it because that's the last thing on my mind. But, I think if everybody else was doing the same thing, then I would definitely think about it. But unfortunately, you've got 20 guys behind you that are not thinking about it and is going as fast as they possibly can. And I don't really want to get left behind, so I want to be as quick, if not quicker than them. So yeah, the tire is basically, I've just got to make do with what we've got. And I've ridden on a bad tire before, so it won't be the end of the world. We're luckily enough to allowed to change mousses every night, so the tire has a new mousse in it, which is the thing that normally gives first. But yeah, the tires are perfect, and I'm really happy with the whole strategy that we're on at the moment.
You're not worried about running out of tires?
Yeah, for sure. It's a big worry. It can go wrong at any minute, so you do have to be careful. But like I say, there's a very fine line between, giving it your all and trying to save the tire. You lose so much time if you slow down just a little bit. Like, for instance, today I overshot 1 or 2 corners and I lost the stage by 13 seconds, which is devastating after 360 kilometers of racing to lose by 13 seconds. But it is what it is, So the tires, I've just got to make do with what I've got. We've got 2 new tires left for the next 6 days, which is what we aimed for, and we've got 1 really good second-hand one. So at the moment, touch wood, we in the clear, but like I say, it can change on a daily basis.
So marathon starts tomorrow. You've got a rest day. No doubt you've got lots of media work to do. Sunday's start of marathon stage, you've got to start with a brand new tire there.
Yeah, for sure. That's the plan. We're going to start with a brand new tire for marathon stage because it works out to over 1,200 kilometers of racing for both days. And I think the strategy is going to be a little bit different for most riders in the second week. I think everybody's riding as fast as they can possibly go this week. And I think after the marathon stage, things are going to start calming down a little bit. And we're going to have to start working on some riding strategies as well as tire management. So I think things are going to change a little bit in the Dakar, but like I say, it's so super close at the moment. It's scary, you know. I don't think they've had a Dakar with times this close for a long time. So I think
Yeah.
everybody's giving it their all, and yeah, it's exciting now. You know, I think Steph, you weren't the only one sitting on the edge of your seat. I was definitely sitting on the edge of my seat, and a lot of times today closing my eyes. But yeah, we're still in it. We're still safe and having fun. That's the most important thing.
Andrew, you've got
Rossi,
some.
I want to ask you something quickly before Andrew comes in. Sorry, Colin, to jump in. Matthias Wagner was very, very complimentary about you today. He wrote he was very surprised that you caught him, number one. I think you caught him at about 150 Ks, if I'm not mistaken. And he said that he actually took some serious lessons about dune riding from you, and is that coming from your motocross background? Tell us more about that ride you had with Matthias today.
Yeah, we had a really good ride, Steph. It was I caught him at a kilometer 150 or so, and you know, when you get into a group, it's really difficult to try and either break away and make a move, or you know, to sit behind somebody. So I knew that the only way we were going to go forward is to both help each other and give it everything we got. And luckily enough for me, it was going into a section exactly like Toyota Desert Race, where it was two tracks and it looked like there'd been a lot of cars on the route, so it was really rough and bumpy, and it just suited me. You know, it was exactly like a motocross track for the next 250 Ks, so it was really up my alley. And then we got into a few dunes and stuff. I had a couple of lucky breaks. I hit a couple of blind dunes where I didn't really know it was on the other side, but I had to take a couple of risks to jump them. But it's all part of the game, and I really wanted to see how far off of Bereda's pace we could get. 2 days ago, I was a bit upset that I was so far off behind him, like 5 minutes. So today, I was really happy. He's definitely one of the faster riders here. So to be 13 seconds behind him is yeah, it's really what I wanted to do. So I would have liked to have beaten him, but we still got another week to give it a go.
And that top step of the podium is still something you're really looking for, eh?
Yeah, you know, that's way out of our mind at the moment. We've definitely got to look at stage by stage, and you know, for Dakar, you need 10,000 kilometers to win it, and you only need one to throw it all away.
Yeah.
So you've got to tread lightly and give it everything you got when you can, and be a little bit more sensible when things get rough. So I'm trying to keep my head screwed on. It is hard with the pace that everybody's doing at the moment, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. That's the main thing. I'm having a great time.
You can see it in just in the smile on your face and the glint in your eyes. And you talk about close. Sam Sunderland's 4 minutes off the lead in sixth position. I mean, has it ever been one small, as you say, overshoot, and the movements are massive in the classifications?
Yeah, I think this is the first time in a long time they've had such bad yo-yo effects. So you do well on one day and really badly on the other day. So I think for everyone it's a bit of a surprise. And the other guys, you know, there's so many guys in the top 10 that have won Dakar before. So it's a really packed field, and I think anyone can still win. There's a lot of guys that can still have an opportunity at winning it. So I think it's gonna be close going into the second week, and I think it's minimizing that yo-yo effect on your bad day. I think that's our plan, is to try and get the least gap of time, you know. So we want to try and finish as close to the front as possible every day, and take it as it comes.
And then last couple of days is pin it. But Andrew Horn, you've got some questions from viewers.
I do, and I think it's Ross, you touched on it earlier about how close the times are through the race, and you know what the navigation is like this year. Do you think this move with the navigation is a positive sort of step and brought everybody closer, or do you think it's just down to terrain conditions, tire rules that has sort of brought everybody a bit together? We've had the comment from Johan Itzebeth that the navigation seems like a lucky packet and a treasure hunt. Maybe you can elaborate on that firsthand.
No, you know, I think Dakar's all about navigation. You know, there's not many people that can navigate as fast as they're riding. But there's a lot of guys in the world that can go super fast and not need to navigate. I think Dakar is all about navigation, and as much as I'm cursing on the bike when I can't find a waypoint, I think it's really good. You know, I think it can separate everyone, and like I say, I think everybody's just waiting for that bang. one of these days where like yesterday, you know, we searched for a waypoint for 25 minutes. So it is really difficult, but I love it. You know, I think that's why I enjoy rally racing, is because of the navigation side of things. It's not always going to be the fastest guy that's going to win. It's the guy that's the smartest and the guy that can navigate. So I disagree with the saying that the navigation is unfair. You know, I think it's more fair than anything else, and I think it works well for everybody. If you can navigate, then you're gonna be one of the fastest guys, and if you can't navigate, then you're not. And some days you go out and you can navigate really well, and other days you go out and you can't navigate at all, and it happens on a daily basis. So I think it's really exciting, and I think this has been an exciting week for everybody, not just the riders, but everybody watching and supporting Dakar. You know, the atmosphere around the Bivouac is incredible this year, because everybody's so excited and the times are so close. And yeah, like I say, it's for us, we would prefer to have a little bit more time between us, but for everybody watching at home, it must be pretty exciting.
Ross, is blooming nail-biting stuff. Trying to talk to Stephie during the day it's just like absolutely crazy, because she's just completely enthralled and engrossed and on the edge of her seat with this seesaw battle that keeps going. It's a high-speed chess match, Stephie.
It absolutely is. And you know what the thing is, even today, Russ, and look, I know you had a really tough stage yesterday, but today it was just so darn close. I mean, you're 3 minutes 41 seconds off the GC top of the step. I don't even look at the cars. Shh, don't tell anybody until you're in, because we just can't. It's impossible. And we are so proud of you, Russ, everybody, the whole of Southern Africa, your fans all over the world. We are extraordinarily, and we're willing you onto that podium. And by the way, you have to do it for me, because I have a bet. And if I lose, I'm coming to Gabs.
Thank you so much, Steph. Yeah, it's been amazing, and the messages of support have been incredible. It really keeps us going when you get in after a long stage like yesterday. I really battled. It was really long, and trying to keep up that speed and that navigating for the whole day was really tough. And like I say, one of the toughest I've had. And then to get home and read some of the messages and stuff that we get is incredible, and it definitely keeps us going. And I think I speak on behalf of myself and the Southern Africa guys that are here. I mean, poor James is still out on the track at the moment, and I think he's going to just be, keep on going because of all the messages that everybody's sending. So thank you to everybody for the support. If it wasn't for you guys, then we wouldn't be here, and racing wouldn't be the same. So a big thank you to everybody for supporting me. It means the world to me, and I hope not to disappoint you, but I can't promise anything, but I'm going to give it my best shot. That's one thing I can promise.
Ross, I want to turn that onto its head completely and say on behalf of the whole South African motorsport community, Southern African motorsport community, thank you for giving us goosebumps. I've got goosebumps now, just sitting thinking over the last couple of days and the excitement of following your escapades, and you go and do your shit, and it's just a brilliant feeling that you give us. But we've got a surprise. Garth Roberts is on the line as well, and he's got a question that he wants to ask you. Garth, have a chat to Rossi.
Hey Rossi, hey buddy, how's it going, man? Ross, can you hear me?
We've lost Ross.
I don't think you can. Ross, can you hear me?
Hey, Ross?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Hey, Garth.
Yeah, can you hear Garth?
I got you.
Okay, cool. I've taken my headphones off. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go, Garth.
Okay. Ross, hey, well done, buddy. Awesome stage, man. Fantastic.
Thanks, Garth. Thank you very much.
No worries. Ross, I got a question for you. Just on the nav. What is have you found that the road book started flowing more and more as you got on through the stages, getting a feeling of the way the road book was written by David? That's the one question. And because I could see the times are getting closer now, it's not such a big yo-yo effect in the last day or two, which was obviously very evident the first couple of stages. And then the second question is, when you guys pick up the waypoints on ERTF, is it still 50 meters, or are some of them 100 meters? Is it very difficult to pick up the waypoints so you get your next one on the ERTF system?
Yeah, that's a good question, Garth. The road books at the moment, they're a little bit all over the place. So I think they try and catch you out just as you think you're getting yourself into a rhythm and everything's working well. They'll throw a couple of sneaky WPCs, which is the ones when you talk about a WPC, it's a hidden waypoint. So it's really difficult to find, and you have no way of telling yourself that you've actually found it until it clicks over a number on your GPS. So it's really difficult, and that only validates within 50 meters. And then you got a couple of safety waypoints this year just to keep you away from the big dangers, and that validates in 1 kilometer, and it comes up with an arrow. So those are really helpful because it helps you recalibrate your system and put the correct amount of kilometers on if you're out or not out. So the road books are changing on a daily basis. Today was a little bit easier. Yesterday was really hard. The day before that was a bit easier. So every day they're changing, and it keeps it exciting for us as well. You never know what you're going to get, and when you think that you're going well on a stage, all of a sudden it catches you by surprise. And it's really tough at the moment.
Ross, what's happening with the bike at the moment? How much rebuild will they do during race day?
They're going to rebuild quite a bit of the bike. They replaced the piston. We got one free piston change. So they'll replace the piston tonight, and then just basically rebuild the bike from head to toe if there's anything damaged, and replace all the throttle cables and clutch cables and everything, and put a new clutch in. And then we're ready to go. The bike's been amazing. I haven't had one hiccup, touch wood. So I'm really happy.
It's amazing because it's a Yamaha and it's got monster stickers on it. And more importantly, you as the rider, what's your refurb and refresh program for tomorrow like?
I'm just going to chat to my friends. I miss chatting to my friends, so I'm just going to talk to my friends and just relax, I think I'm very much a people's person, so talking to people makes me happy and, focus on next week. So we're just going to just eat as much as possible. A normal day here at the moment is crazy times. We got a 3 o'clock wake up call, and then be on the bike by normally 4 o'clock, 4:15. And you don't get to eat much in the morning. And when you get to the start, you've only got about 30 minutes. So you got 10 minutes to get ready, and then 20 minutes before the start, you get your road book, put your road book in, race the whole day. When you get back, then we're lucky enough to have a physio. So if you've got any problems, you have a massage, or they help you out wherever you have a problem. And then it's bedtime. So it's pretty much the same thing every day. And it's long hours this year, that's for sure.
As Pinky would say, do the same thing tomorrow that you did today. Take over the world. Last question from Andrew for you, Ross, before we'll send you off and to your bedtime.
We will. Ross, thanks so much for taking these. When you've rebuilt a bike like that, do you get an opportunity to give it a little shakedown before the next stage? I mean, that's a hell of a lot of stuff you're changing in a short period. I know generally when you take things apart and put them back together, it's good to have a little shakedown. So I just wondered if there's that opportunity. And then just secondly, your cousin Jared Branch from the US says he is rooting all the way from there. So yeah, and Raceday's very own Keith Vetter as well. So well done.
Awesome, thanks guys. We're not allowed to take the bike out of the bivouac this year. They're very, very strict with COVID. So unfortunately, I won't be able to get to ride the bike or do a shakedown before we get onto the next stage. But the mechanics here are really good, and everybody working on the bike is incredible. So I have no doubt that I'll be able to get on and go as fast as I possibly can from the get-go. And it'll be a good feeling getting on a fresh bike again. And we'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting starting from second on Sunday morning. But I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm ready to navigate, and I think I'm excited. I want to get week 2 going, and I want to try and get my way closer to that podium.
You're like a little kid who's so excited at Christmas, Ross. It's unbelievable to see that passion and the joy of life and love of being there.
Yeah, there's not many people that can say that they do what they love every day of their life. So I'm really lucky and proud and privileged, and Yeah, I'm just over the moon. You know, it's great to be here. It's been a dream of mine to compete in Dakar, and now this is my third one already. So just to get to the finish line is the first thing, and then get the best possible results is going to be amazing. So yeah, I can't. How can you not be excited? You know, yet one of the biggest off-road races in the world. You know, something that I've dreamed of for so long. So
Living the dream. Love it. Absolutely love it. Steffi, you've got something.
No, you know what, Rossi, you actually are bringing me to tears. I'm feeling so emotional right now. I can't tell you how proud we are. But I just want to just say from all of us, stay safe, do what you do, have fun, and thank you so much. We love you so much, and we're so proud of you. And go and rest now. Go and have a good day tomorrow. Go chat to your friends. Everyone's loving that, by the way. And thank you for coming on board with us. It's such a joy talking to you.
It's my greatest pleasure, and thank you for keeping everyone updated, Steph. I really, really appreciate it. And guys, thank you so much for having me on the show. And hopefully, this time next week we'll have something to celebrate. But yeah, until then, we'll keep it wide open and hope for the best.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Ross, and all the very, very best. And just flat out, wring its neck, brother.
Thank you. Thanks so much, guys.
Cheers. Unbelievable. What a man. What a superstar. And just the smile and the joy and the fun. You've got to love the way people get to do what they want to do and just get so enthusiastic. And he's living the dream. And he's bloody quick. And Steffi, let's go through some of those results from today. Just, after chatting to Ross, we've got to have a look at these results. John Bereda first, 2 hours 46 minutes. Then, of course, Ross, Daniel Sanders, Ricky Brabeck, Matthias Walkner, Andre van Beveren, Toby Price in 7th, 3 minutes and 54 seconds off the lead. I mean, do me a favor, 10th, Paula Quintanilla on the Husky, 6:52 off the lead. I mean, how tight is that?
Colin, it's incredible. It is so tight, and even today, I mean, Jean Bereda said he tried to get away. He couldn't get away. I think they are coming to grips with it, even though there are gripes here and there about, the nav, and it was so fast. And Toby Price said today, the pace was insane. But I mean, look at the gaps. The gaps are even on the overall. You got 15 minutes between the top 10. So from Toby, you've got Toby in the lead. Then you've got Kevin Benavides, 2 minutes 16 off. You've got Nacho Corneo, Rossi, De Sautre, Sunderland, Bereda, Santolini, Skyler, Quintanilla. And are you seeing a pattern here? The same names are starting to come up. So even though it is a bit of a teeter-totter, they're coming to grips with it. I really do believe they are.
There was a shitstorm on a whole lot of people bitching and moaning about the navigation and starting order and wada. But it's amazing that, and it goes to the cars as well, where the bitches and the moaners, they're never the guys at the front. There you've got a guy that we've just spoken to. He's 4th. He's loving the challenge. And, I mean, it's
Colin,
close.
You know what? It's close, and it's going to stay close. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get involved in that scrap. I think there's a lot of social media speculation going on, and obviously everybody has their own opinion, and 100%. But for me, I'm just loving watching our Rossi go out there and do his thing. He's actually proving why Yamaha behind him. Ross is doing the thing. Get on, everybody. Put your big girl pant on. They can do it too. Look at that
absolutely.
face.
And I mean, he's got to be any factory team's dream rider. Here he is, 3rd Dakar. He's right at the sharp end, and I'll tell you what, he is as focused as hell. And it would not surprise me at all if he's on the top step on Sunday. I don't want to jinx it, touch wood, and all the rest of it. We know he'll stay on the bike, and he's sharp enough and clever enough to look after the thing. And then, I mean, he's tired now. It's 2 hours past his bedtime because it's now. It's 20 o'clock at their time, and he's normally asleep at about 19 o'clock. So it's after his bedtime, and remember they're getting up at 3 o'clock their time in the morning, which is 2 o'clock our time. So it's a long day, and the bottom line of it is that he's just an absolute dream. So the bitching and the moaning, my version is, what do they say?
Front door.
That's the one.
Yeah, okay, now, talking about opening the back door. Let's open that door for Garth Roberts, from the man, the organizer, the head honcho, the big wheel of the Kalahari Rally. And also, might I just say to you, somebody who has a knack of delivering in a cardboard box a mega bit of happiness. I can't tell you what it is. All I can say to you is that my friend and I, Ricky Lou, can now chat again. Garth, thank you so much. Really, really do appreciate it. And bastard guy. You know, we've got a legal department here, and they say that we can't put the rest of South Africa, and in fact the world, because our latest readership is close on, it's in the millions. There are millions and millions of people all over the world, and particularly in Southern Africa. So Ross, not Ross, I'm just so excited. Garth, how's the Kalahari?
Hey, Colin.
Brother?
No, good,
Hello,
man. I'm glad you're enjoying. Hey, hi, Steph. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So
I'm
Garth,
glad you guys are enjoying the and you're enjoying your Stony, and the bike parts that I sent you.
Garth, Dakar Rally so far. What's your thinking? What's your feeling? What's happening?
Oh, I tell you, it's been quite an interesting start to Dakar. Obviously, the first 2-3 stages were quite hectic. I am so incredibly proud, if I've got to start off with that, as a South African and a Southern African, what Ross and Chanil and Henk was doing up till yesterday, until he crashed out. But we missed the first time ever in history a 1-2-3 for South Africa at the Dakar, but we got a 1-2 as well for South Africa or Southern Africa. So it's been quite an interesting start to the Dakar. But what I know, there's been a bit of complaints about the up and down and the yo-yo. But again, you take out of Chanil's words yesterday. Yesterday's stage was a proper Dakar stage. And this is what Dakar is about, and that's what it's about for me. That's why I got involved in rally so many years as a rider, and then obviously as a team manager, and now as an organizer. And it's got to be hard. It's not there to be easy, especially the navigation. The navigation levels out the playing field. It's exactly what Ross was saying just now. So for all the whinges, take a teaspoon of cement and put it in your porridge in the morning and harden up. You know what I mean? Sorry, it's just the way it is. Navigation is what makes rally. It's not a sprint race. It's an endurance race, and that's why Thierry Sabine started it so many years ago. And so the rally for me, I must say, it's unfolding really nicely. You can see now there's a pack of the fast riders starting to group together, and their times are not so far spread out. They're getting a flow of the road book. That's why I asked Ross what's his feeling about the road book. You can see it in the times as well. It's not that vastly different. The cars as well, you can see a consistent pace by Nasser and Peter Hansel. Carlos Sainz obviously had a bit of a whinge. Let's just leave it at that. Colin, you already commented on that. So for me, I think the rally is really unfolding nicely.
And it's amazing. If I'm looking at the top 10, and I know 2/5 or 5/8 of nothing about bike riders, but all I see here is that in the top 10, you've got the regulars from years gone, the last couple of years, except for Skylar Howes. And, talking about the enduro side of it, and then this is not a 14-day or 12-day enduro. It's a proper rally, and that's why the navigation is so there. But, looking at that, this is Dakar. And in amongst that, I'm looking, there's Hondas, there's KTMs, there's Shercos, there's a Husky, which is a KTM or a gas or whatever. And one Yamaha. That is one little lone Yamaha. Ross Branch has got the whole of Monster and Yamaha behind him in that top 10. But it's, we're not even halfway yet.
I think also,
Colin, you've actually touched on a very...
It's you're not doing this because you want to go and have a blast around a motocross track. If you want to go and do that, by all means. Guys, we've now done this navigation and map conversation twice this week, and twice we've had the exact same answer. It's given a good shake-up, put a lot of emphasis on the navigator, which is great because the guy's not there as a passenger to ride along in the cars and to test the bike guy's abilities. We've now done it twice. By all means, have your debates, but as far as race day is concerned, this has been a positive move for the race. As far as the competitors we've chatted to, it's a positive move for the race. Find Garth for some cement, and let's get on with our lives here.
So, Garth.
100%. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was coming to you because we invite you here to download your brain through your mouth. It's you've got lots of interesting things to tell us.
A scary thought. Yeah. All right. Again on that, what you touched on, Colin, on the Yamahas and the manufacturers. That's another big thing that's brought, which I love. It's brought in. It's taken away the dominance by one manufacturer. And yes, you've got to hand it to what KTM has done over the years in rally. They put a lot into it. You can never take that away from them. But one wants to see a competition. And if I want to watch the same thing over and over, I'll watch Formula One. Excuse me for the Formula One fans out there. But
I thought you were going to say if you wanted to watch the same thing again, you watch MotoGP, because that bloody Spaniard who got hurt, the only reason he jumped off the bike was to give somebody else a chance. But sorry,
True.
I need the
anyway, that's for another day. So you've got the Yamahas, you've got the Hondas, you've got the Shercos, and then you've got Yamaha, which is in the bigger scheme of things are probably let's call it the minnow team compared to KTM.
Underdog. Yeah,
it's always been a Honda. It's been KTM and Honda. Honda's got a bigger budget, but they've also been struggling to get a form, and now you can see now they're leading. I think they're leading. What's the latest? I can't remember this morning's results or today's results.
No, it's KTM, Toby, and then Benavides on a Honda, Ignacio Conyo on
so
Honda.
Around.
Yeah, so it's KTM, Honda, Yamaha, Husqvarna, KTM, Honda, Sherco, KTM, Husky. So look, the KTM Austrian bikes
now listen to that. Yeah, now listen to that list. Now, isn't that a competition? It's not a dominance by. I mean, one stage, KTM ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, winning the Dakar, and either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, and 6 or whatever. So it was such a dominance of KTM. Now you've got the real competition going. Manufacturers stepping up their game, developing bikes that are more suitable to the customer market as well as a factory bike that you can eventually buy. Yamaha's not quite there yet, and neither is Honda. But the thing is that the competition is there, and it's really putting the cat amongst the pigeons as far as KTM is concerned, and the dominance of the sport. And I love that because we want to see racing. We don't want to see KTM go down, but we want to see the guys, everybody picking up their level. And then the other side of it,
riders working on their navigation.
Okay, I'm going to get to that now, but just to touch on the car side, again, the same thing. It always to be, bigger budget. Peugeot we were discussing this quite a bit on the interwebs and FaceTube and that, and what's the budgets and that. I mean, the one budget I heard about Peugeot, and this is, again, not confirmed, but they didn't have a budget when they ran Dakar proper as Peugeot. And you can't compete against that. I mean, I gave a question the other day regarding how many, what was the service trucks. And there was a video of literally 10 minutes long, how many trucks of Peugeot left the factory, the service trucks, the team, the mechanics, trucks, etc. It's ridiculous. You can't compete against that. But now this year, you've got Brian Baragwanath with you can't even call Brian's a budget. It's actually sad what Brian's budget is. And I know this because I work with Brian closely. So what Brian has achieved this year with Century has put the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of what that car can do, and has said to the bigger manufacturers or the bigger teams, your money is not going to win the race anymore. And that for me is something just phenomenal what's created this year. And to that end, to Mr. Horner's question about the nav side of it, that is really what ASO has done there with the first few stages and up to now, to make the roadbook really difficult, to do what rally's supposed to do, that you've got to rely on your navigator as well as the speed of the driver, and not just speed. South America was great, but there were stages where, and last year as well with Dakar, was just so incredibly fast. Look, I love speed. If you can put me at 180 km on a rally bike any day, but I understand the thought around, we want to make it safer. I accept the risk. That's just me. I'm an old school boy. if I died what I love doing, so be it. But I understand where ASO is trying to go with this, and I do get it. And the roadbook is the only way you can slow it down. There's no other way. That's what Kalahari Rally did. Ours is, again, too slow, so we're working on that to bring up the. We've got a problem where we're going to bring up the speed of it. So it's a nice problem to have. So this year,
I want to get to that. I want to get to that Kalahari Rally. I think because that is part of why we want to talk to you, Ross, and I mean, Garth, and I think that that is a magnificent event, and we really want to get to that. But I want to talk to Stephie. There was so much going on with the bikes today, and I mean, I know that you don't. You say you didn't pay attention to cars. We know you did. Give us the lowdown and the stuff on what happened with the bikes today.
The bikes or the cars? Should we go cars?
No, go bikes first, man.
Go bikes
Or what do you want to do?
God sent Colin, but it's good
I
stuff.
want to talk about the barrel roll.
Okay, well, start where you want to start. Oh, woman, oh, great one. Lead us from the Cape and show us the light.
Garth has really touched lightly on it, and we'll come back. And you cannot take away what the Century Racing CR6s are doing. I mean, look at what's happened tonight. Top place South African in the top 10. They had a barrel roll. They did minor damage to the car. One of the best comments came from Brian today. He said it was like an Xbox game, but it wasn't game over. So absolutely so happy that they are safe. Fritz, can you roll that video?
Okay, Dakar stage 6, we made it home today. A little bit of damage on the bonnet. On the roof, we had a quick roll. It was almost like an Xbox game where you sort of roll and it's not game over at least. We were very lucky not to have any major damage. Otherwise, a clean day. Tay did a fantastic job on the navigation. We try to chase Carlos and the boys in the short choppy dunes, but the cars it's really hard on the cars, the short choppy stuff, and so we decided to back off and save the car.
It was really tough driving the whole day. Dunes non-stop, very complicated dunes. They were tricky, and a lot of the time we'd have the sharp edges on the wrong side, so the cars were really struggling out there. But the car's still in one piece, we're still in one piece. We managed to fight back some time after our roll. I don't think we did too bad.
Yeah, so rest day tomorrow. We can go and get some sleep. The car can get rebuilt, and we live to fight the rest of the other half of the Dakar.
Let's do this.
It's impossible to do a better job of rolling a car. Garth, I'd like to throw this at you. You know the CR6 really, really well. Can you tell us a bit more about what actually happened in that roll with the car and what it's going to take to actually get that car fixed? Is it minor? Is it major? Can you jump in here?
Stephie, obviously the outer shell is made of carbon fiber. So carbon fiber is quite strong, but it depends on the direction which the carbon fiber actually makes impact with the ground. And if there was anything, it just depends on the force the car landed. But what you can see is obviously the roof had damage. Julian posted today on the team group. The door also has some cracks as well, but it's damage. The carbon fiber can be fixed on the fly by the team mechanics. I know Flippy Bart is Brian's chief mechanic, and he would be sorting that out tonight, and they would be repairing the carbon fiber. But yeah, I must be honest with you, those cars are built so strong that they can handle an incredible amount of energy, depending on how the car crashes or rolls, and look at just an example of Hank's car.
I think they were really lucky there, Garth. I think they were really lucky in that it was a relatively slow speed impact. You take Henk, he
correct
assaulted the earth with deadly force with 1,850 kilograms of kilos. Stephie,
100%.
A question at this point, just on that note, is that car like a carbon fiber monocoque, or is there a tubular space frame within that?
No, Andrew, it's a space frame, and it's got a combination of Kevlar and carbon fiber in its bodywork. The construction of all the vehicles is pretty much universal. It's a tubular space frame which can take the impact and is appropriate for a Dakar cross-country racer with Kevlar carbon fiber mix in the high abrasive areas and carbon fiber in other areas where you just want lightness and strength. But Stephie, keep going with those cars, and because now you've changed sides. Yesterday you were bikes, now you're cars.
It's the teeter-totter of Dakar. If you actually think about today, so we had Brian and Tay out opening with Janelle. They had a good time. I actually heard some info coming out of Janelle. He really enjoyed driving with Brian. You heard what Brian said, that they were going with El Matador and carrying on, but they decided to tap off. They decided to tap off because they just felt it was the right thing to do, which I think was a marvelous idea. So if you actually look at stage 6 results, you've got Carlos Sainz, El Raji, Nasser, Peter Hansel, Projanski, Brian in 6th, Nanny Roma, Janelle de Villiers in 8th. Another good day. Couldn't have been easy out there. He did lose some time. He had a couple of flats too, if I stand corrected.
Yeah.
But what it's done, and then obviously Shamir in 16th. Now
That's a remarkable run, eh? Remarkable from Shamir.
Absolutely. Word on the ground, he only had one puncture. Nasser had two, which has actually moved Peter Hansel into the lead slightly more. So you've got Nasser in second place, 5.5, well, nearly 6 minutes off, with Carlos Sainz in third. But Brian has moved into 6th place, and Janelle has moved overall into 9th. So we've got 2 South Africans in the top 10. I think it is absolutely phenomenal.
So the interesting thing there is, this is Janelle's 18th Dakar. In 17 Dakars, he's been in the top 10. He's only finished outside the top 10 once. 2 days ago, I mean, there was a question, somebody had a question about, Janelle, what?
Will he be replaced?
And then he came back, boom, won yesterday, and he's now 8th. One of the names we were missing from the stage was Sebastian Loeb and Daniel Eleanor. And what on earth happened with the Hunter? There have been many. The bottom line of it is that just after kilometer 46, they murked the ground hard and broke a steering arm. And there have been many people who've looked at that vehicle and said the ProDrive have come with budget unlimited. They've thrown resources at that thing like you absolutely cannot believe. The lower control arms, where everybody else has got steel fabricated lower control arms, they've gone with the most beautiful CNC machined lower control arm. Anyway, so Loeb is out, but Nanny Roma had a really good run to 7th today, and if you go and look at the overall results, Roma's 5th, Baragwanath's in 6th. So Janelle 9th, Martin Prokop is back in the top 10 with his Ford, and then Shamira's and Dennis Murphy have gone up to 32nd. So I'm pretty cool with that. And right, Garth, your thoughts and feelings on the cars?
Okay. Oh. Colin, with the cars, I'm pretty, well, first of all, I'm chuffed that Janelle came back and just came back out swinging hard, and he really, just stamped again his authority as somebody that, has got the experience, as he's known as Mr. Consistency. And, I really hope that he's going to have some better days going, or the great days going forward. I still think that, I know a lot of comments are about, the race, it's still early, but you can, like I said early on, I think the top 4 have really, top 3 has stamped the authority. You've got Carlos Sainz is 50 minutes behind. To make up 50 minutes on Peter Hansel and Latia is just it's a tall order, even though there's 6 or 7 days left over. But again, Dakar, she's a fickle mistress, anything can happen. And I don't wish any bad luck on anyone. The car teams, it's been again, also it was quite a yo-yo up and down. There was also a couple of complaints, but on that point, that again came down to the navigation and the pace. And the navigation dictates your pace of your driver, because if the navigation and the road books are very technical. Your driver's got to manage his pace to stick with the pace of the navigation, and eventually from there, when the driver's there, navigator's there, the driver picks up his. The other way around. You got it. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
when they match and they gel, overall lap time comes.
Correct.
I mean stage time.
100%. Yeah. So once they've got that, as the navigation gets quicker and the calls are quicker, and the nav is understanding what the route directors how his flow of drawing the road books is, and he understands and gets a better feeling of that over the days or the stages. He picks up his navigation pace, and then the driver can do the same as well. And we've seen that in Kalahari Rally, where the drivers come from SACS, the South African Championship, and they've never ridden an international road book, and they really battled. And after the second, it's no dig at anybody, but if you haven't done it, you can't, you're not born knowing it, so you're going to learn. So by the second or third day, the guys just loved it because their navigation pace picked up, and then the driver could pick up his pace. In the same regard, in Dakar, it's something they weren't used to. They remember Dakar, the faster your race is, the less navigation, the more technical the race is, the road book, and that's what I'm talking about, technical, the slower the pace is going to be. So that's what determines, or that is what has determined Dakar up to now with the cars. And yes, sorry, I'm not having a dig at Carlos, but it is what it is. He's got to just get a flow with his navigator. Sorry, Mr. Carlos, I love you. You're a great driver, but you know what? It's the same for anybody.
If Lucas Cruz can find you, he'll mur you sticking. Garth, I know we're on a bit of a time crunch. One of the things we really need to talk about is Kalahari Rally, but I just want to. You've announced dates for it this year, September-ish.
Yeah, it's the 3rd to the 10th of September, and we've got four at this stage, 4 stages, maybe even be 5 stages in the Northern Cape in the dunes. In fact, our route recce team has left. They're leaving tomorrow morning. They're going to spend a week there to finalize the second stage. The second stage is one of the stages in the dunes. That's a nice little surprise, which we won't reveal. And there's another big surprise in Kalahari that might include even bigger dunes. But we'll see what our president decides with certain aspects of the economy and how we're going to operate. So that'll determine what Kalahari is going to do with those possible additional 2 stages. And we'll announce that once we know what the government is going to decide in that regard. Sorry.
When you know what's going on with the route, Garth, I really want you to come back with us, because this can like to be very bloody lacquer, and I know that Fritz really wants to go to the Kalahari, get the sand in his toes. I want to go back there, and I think it's going to be a mur of a lacquer race, because I do know that this thing sitting right over here is committed to being there, and there are a couple of other ones. Inside this shop, this magic little cave of Botswana, is another vehicle who will probably be. It's just over the back there. It's also got 4 wheels. It's also 4-wheel drive, but it's got a CVT.
Colin, we've also got,
Garth.
We've also got a couple of international surprises that we're busy working with. I'm not going to say what and why. I know. Stephie's got a couple of aces up the sleeve, but we won't reveal that until we're sure of what's going to happen. But we're hoping to get some international motorcycle competitors here. But yeah, that's a big secret with Stephie.
Well, maybe we could try and get together. Maybe we can try and get, I don't know, a sort of a localish guy on a Yamaha to come out and run it. How cool would that be?
Don't forget he's international, Colin.
Well, absolutely. There you go. We need to talk to some Yamaha friends.
Ross has already got an open invitation to Kalahari, just by way of Kalahari. I've known Ross since he was a kid. I used to race motocross with his dad. And Ross has got an open invitation to Kalahari whenever he's free. And that's just, and I'll say it open in public. So, Ross, you can hold me to it, buddy. Anytime you're free and your contract allows you to, Kalahari's, it's an open, and I say that cautiously, open checkbook. But yeah, it's an open invitation for you, and we'll always look after you. Yeah.
Right. Keep number 1 free for Ross, because he'll be running it in September. We can just pull some strings. Garth, we're going to let you go now, and hopefully we'll come have you on again before the end of this most exciting Dakar 2021. Thank you very much for your insights, your time, and also the excitement. It's there. It's so fully cool. And above all,
thank you, Colin.
Thank you for reuniting me with my long-lost friend. We may even have a discussion tonight, and I really, really do appreciate that, Ross. I mean...
No, it's an absolute pleasure. And thank you to you and Stephie and to the team. And the show has just been phenomenal. I don't miss it every night. It's like I'm recording Dakar and I'm watching your show. Thank you very much. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, Stephie. Thank you, Colin, Henk, you and the team. And we'll be watching, guys.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, Garth.
Cheers, Garth.
And Stephie,
that's all the content that you put through anyway as well. That's Garth that puts a hell of a lot of comments through every evening and a lot of questions. And we appreciate it, and it certainly adds to the show.
Stephie, it's the way it should be. Watch Raceday for the Southern African Dakar influence, impact, insights, and tape that the package.
That other program.
That other program. Going back to I forget who said something about the package of a CR6. So, and I was talking to somebody who runs a workshop close to Kalahari, who's there in Saudi this afternoon. And the level of development that they've got that CR6 too. It's relatively cheap to buy. It's cheaper than a Hilux bucket can like to be. It's quite robust. It's relatively economical to buy, and it's fast with a capital F. And I think that it's we saw some hints with it last year about how quick it could be with Sheridan, who won that stage. And the fact that there's multiples of them now, this is a viable alternative to buying one of the established vehicles.
I absolutely agree with you, Colin. You know, I think they're doing South Africa, not only themselves, I'm so proud of the whole team, but as a proudly built South African car, affordable, we're inviting everybody to ask us for more information. I've got so much information we can give to you, obviously. And, I felt so sorry for Mathieu today. He's having a bit of a shocker again. Same story, they were up all night. But before we actually go, I'm not sure how much time we've got left. Two things, just sending all our love out to Henk. We hear he was discharged today from hospital. And also, our hearts are going out to James Alexander. Again, there's Henk, all smiles. Look at that face. We're so proud of him. He did us proud. And he'll be back to fight another Dakar.
Yeah, for sure. He'll be back to win it. That kid is super quick. He will win Dakar. I have
no doubt of that either.
Just saying. But now you speak about James. Before we went on, I was checking out the tracker and all of that. And James has the longest day. But the level, and I think, Stephie, you gave Fritz some videos on James. And my heart goes out to this guy. He's like he's my hero.
You know, Colin, if you look at James on the dunes, battling those dunes, he's still got a smile on his face. Fritz, let's roll the video of the dunes. I'm sure you've got it there somewhere.
I'm in the last part of the stage. That's what I've just been coming through. And really bad day today. Something wrong with the steering on the bike. I can't steer it properly. And I've crashed. Blew the airbag in the first 5 minutes, which was really dumb. But that's what they've got us coming. If I can just get through this dune belt in the daylight, then I think it's just jeep tracks to the finish, which is about 70 k's away. But it's been a real tough one.
So we also have the theory, Colin, we don't ever let any Southern African, we don't go to bed tracking, and I'm going to tell you about that now, without them coming in. So we were sitting on James's group, and it got so dark, it was cold, and he actually wandered into this group, a Saudi group in the desert, to have some tea, Mr. Teapot himself. He was exhausted. Have a look. It's just the most wonderful thing to see.
So, guys, I'm in the last 10 Ks of the stage, and I found these great gentlemen here.
Thank you.
Very good gentlemen. They're camping out in the bush here, and I'm so wrecked. They've kindly given me some tea, and let me show you their camp. It's really fantastic. Look at the carpets.
Yes, Carl.
Brilliant. And there's the poor bike. I've got like 10 Ks left with one set of dunes. And thanks very much, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you. A cup of tea is magnificent. It's very nice. And a great country you have.
Make yourself at home.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's just amazing to see that vitality, and just here he's still enjoying what's happening. In that 10Ks, I tell you, took him 2 hours. We wheeled him back in, and it's happening again. When we came on air, I heard James was still out there. He stayed in the tent Biv last night. He must be shattered. All we want him is to get to that finish so he can have a rest tomorrow and get that bike sorted out.
Get recharged and back in action.
He's gone through the last waypoint, and we're waiting for him to cross the finish line. I've got it up in front of me now, Stephie. So he's not quite there, but if anybody deserves to finish, if anybody encompasses the Dakar spirit and the Dakar adventure, is James Alexander, and a real legend, as somebody has just said in my ear. Thank you, Fritz.
Absolutely.
Proper Dakar legend.
Proper. I want to quickly, before we get to sort of El General, is talk about the side-by-sides, because there's a question we need to go back to. But before we get to the answer of the question, Chileko, who was leading, and he's one of the cars that Stuart Thompson and the South Racing guys are running. He came over a dune, had a nosedive in it, and made like lots of broken pieces. And he lost 53 odd minutes. So he's third overall. Aaron Domzala and Magic Martin are in the lead, and Austin Jones, Gustavo Gugelman, second for. So Monster Can-Ams are first and second. But today's stage was won, and we've got a picture of the winning car as it's in the pits. Number 422, Khalifa Al Attiyah and Paolo Cecchi. Al Attiyah, name ring a bell?
Wow.
There you go. Leroy Poulter's looking after that car. So NASA's little brother, all 42 years old of him, won the stage today. And so they've got a lot of work to do tomorrow and rebuild the things with a long list of cars. So that's all that. Right, tomorrow, Raceday. Unless anybody's got anything. Oh, there was a question, quickly. Fritz, I know you want us to go because legal has got onto us. The question was, in the side-by-side class, you've got a T3 and a T4. What is the difference between it? So T1s are the full-on racing buckies. T3 are the standard-ish racing buckies. T3 is the full-on racing side-by-side, which is the one on the right. You can see it's bigger, it's got more fancier, freer body, lower ride height, and it's like a Golf GTI in the south of Joburg, low to the ground, brother. And the T4 is the very, very much standard side-by-side, completely standard driveline and that sort of thing. So the one is standard, the other one is Murva modified, and they go like smoke, and there you go. And within each of the modified, both the T3 and the T4, you've got a turbo class and a non-turbo. Maximum CCs, 1,000, either turbo or non-turbo. Right, that's enough of that. Andrew, you said that apparently you're going to tell us about a few of the three or the millions of viewers that are watching.
We actually have had a hell of a lot of viewers tonight. There are a few regulars. Dylan Hall from Sarko is on every night. Johannes Etzebet's on. Johan van der Venter. So much love for Ross Branch. I think the geest that he is sort of dwelling up in the fans and the people watching and supporting him is phenomenal. I think it's just something that spirals out of control. The more he does, the more people get behind him, and the more people get behind him, the more he does, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. I think if I've got one message willing him on for a stage win tonight and getting to the end on the podium, I think I've got 100. Yeah, there's just so much love for the show. There's a lot of love for Ross. There's a lot of love for all of our South African competitors, and I think that is absolutely fantastic.
Awesome stuff. Stephie Vetter in the southern end of the Cape, where it is growing dark, and no doubt the thirst of the grape juice is large. Last thoughts from you?
Oh, Colin, Andrew, Fritz, Henk, thanks everybody. Garth, Rossi, it was fantastic chatting to you tonight.
Yeah.
My boy, we just wish you all of the best. I want to just say I'm so excited about tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a good day, so don't go anywhere, everybody.
You want to spill the beans,
Yes.
Tell people what's happening.
Tell us the beans. Okay, so we're going to be having, apart from the competitors that are in Saudi, we're also going to be chatting to Gillian Dykes, Dakar mom, absolute fantastic personality. She's going to tell us some fireside stories from her years and years and years of experience at the Dakar Rally. And then we're going to have a roundtable discussion at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon with Graham Sharp, Jay van der Bijl, Donovan van der Langenberg, and I've completely gone blank. We're going to have a full round table of people that we're going to be chatting to. Stuart Gregory, sorry, Stuart. I'm just so excited about tomorrow. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to have a ball. It's going to be fun.
The whole team gets here to the Vatswaye workshop early tomorrow, just after Eat Your Breakfast o'clock, and around about coffee o'clock, so that we can start lining up phone calls to all sorts of people. We've sent out pigeons with invitations and for people to talk to us. These pigeons are...
Have you invited the pigeon?
Say again?
Have you invited the pigeon?
The pigeon is joining us on Tuesday or Wednesday. So the pigeon himself. But we sent pigeons to Saudi Arabia. We couldn't... sorry, the filter just came down and I got lost for a minute. But we sent pigeons and emissaries to invite and extend the invitation to all and sundry and some fabled people. We shall speak to the troops, we shall speak to the drivers, we shall speak to the co-drivers, and with luck, we shall speak to the team managers. And that, ladies and gentlemen and others, and those of you who don't know which part you belong to, we thank you for watching. We thank the production department, the marketing department, the catering department who are sitting there. They are torturing me. They are absolutely, they have a Coke for me and a cup of coffee. And it's absolutely magnificent. And it's weekend and it's Friday. And I'm excited because this is Dakar 2021, the South African influence. And remember, boys and girls, hashtag DBAC. See you tomorrow. Cheers.
Good night, everybody.